Well, hello there, it's Kriint and welcome to another speed build. So, this week we're doing kind of a weird mid-century thing. As I told you the previous weeks, I stumbled across a website and the Pinterest account of that website, which is called Click Americana. So, to my knowledge, this website gathers posts and ads from previous decades, and it's fun. It's very fun. So I found a lot of mid-century houses, and the last 2 weeks I built 2 of those houses, which were way more modern than this one. They were funkier, they were the new thing, I guess, on that decade, in the 50s. And then I found this house, which is a wood cabin, and I don't know a lot of information about it, but I saw it and I was like, hell yeah, I've never seen anything like that. I really want to build it. So as you can see, I used the columns that came with seasons, but not the actual columns. The posts that are used to hang the lamps that came with seasons. And I used the tool mod to rotate them by a few degrees. And then I shoved them into the ground. And I created this fun V-shaped that theoretically supports the deck. And then I really wanted to create the deck. I was like, okay, what type of, fence goes to that deck? Because it's very weird. So I couldn't find anything that I liked. So I also used the columns to create a fence. And it was so fun and so unique, and I've never seen anything like it, and I really love doing it. So obviously this is inspired a lot by the actual house, and I will add a picture of it into the video so you can see it, and obviously, as per always, a link in the description. And oh my god, it was so fun. And after I was done with the post, it took me a while to find the correct angle, because it looks kinda like a connection or an extension, I guess, to the roof. So I wanted them to have the same angle, and I had to landscape it. And I don't believe how much fun I had landscaping it. It was ridiculous. Because the whole house has this exposed basement, I had to make the main floor into the second floor, and the basement, because again it's exposed, it's a first floor actually. And I had to do all this landscaping and terraforming, which was terrible for landscaping because the flowers elevate above the ground, float above the ground, so I had to use tool mode again to shove them into the ground, and it was so time consuming. But I enjoyed every moment of it. And then I went to the interior, and I think you have 2 types of travelers, or maybe 3. You have couples that want privacy, for obvious reasons. You have families who choose privacy. And you also have families or big groups of people who go together. And I've done a lot of family inspired or couple things. So I decided to gear that house towards more into groups of people. So I tried to fit as many beds as possible. Of course, with the tiny living stuff pack, that was even easier because I could use the it's not bunk bed. What it's called? The Murphy bed. And I think it all looks together so well, and it matches so well, and I was so happy. Also, you have this little area, which I love it. I was able to fit a bed there and was like, yes, of course. Everything is usable. I had to play test everything just to make sure. And the house is so tiny. It's unbelievably tiny if you see the actual space. If you didn't have the deck, which is what most of the tiles are in, it would be considered as a tiny house. So I was very proud of that, even though it doesn't make any difference in Granite Falls, because this is a rental. I might be building it right now on Oasis Springs, I think it is, but the only reason why it was because I had to playtest it, and it was I don't know, a bit of an inconvenience to get my sim to travel there. Like, I had to go on vacation and then I had to travel in the lot. I'm like, no. So, yeah. Also, what I wanted, this room, and next to it is the toilet. I wanted to have natural light. Now, theoretically, you wouldn't have something like that because the entire room is buried in the ground. And it makes no sense. Like, why would you have a window that looked over dirt? Also, I'm not even sure, is it structurally safe to have a window where it's like buried in dirt? The entire like window, wouldn't that be, I don't know, like a cause for the window to break because of the extreme force from the dirt? I'm not sure. But yeah, because this is The Sims, I was like, I don't give an F. And I'm gonna add a window because I want natural light. And you know what? That's what I did. I didn't care. That's The Sims. It doesn't matter. Realism? Screw you. So that's what I did. And honestly, I like how it looks. It might make zero sense, but whatever. Leave me alone. So essentially you can sleep 5 Sims here. And there is 2 toilets, which I think it's nice if you have that many Sims. I theoretically could change one of the toilets and make it as an extra bedroom for, I guess, to make it like 6 Sims. But I feel like 6 Sims, 1 bedroom, it's not really going to end well, is it? It's not. It's definitely not. So I kept the main area. So on top you have the kitchen, which is a gallery kitchen. It's pretty small. And then you also have the living room, which can sit 3 Sims. But like, if you go into the woods, I don't think you could be spending that, or I think it actually sits 4 Sims. I don't think you will be spending that much time in front of a TV. And then downstairs we have, obviously you have, again, the bathroom here and the bedroom slash reading area in the exposed, or no, yes, in the glass, how is it called? Brain fart in the glass roof, which is again completely usable. And in the downstairs area we have a double bed, another double bed, so we have 2 double beds in total, another bathroom, and a little area that I wanted to use for activities. I added, what did I add? A chess table, which I really liked, and another living room. And an office, because I don't know for you, like about you, but I see for myself that even when I'm on vacation, I sometimes have to work, and that's the sad reality of what I do. So I feel like having like a little area everywhere in every house, or even if it is rental for a computer, makes sense, you know. So this bedroom, oh my god, it really it really bothered me. As you can see, it's 3x3, and I had to fit a double bed. Now, I didn't have to fit a double bed, I wanted to fit a double bed. And it made it harder for me to actually make it completely usable, so the Sims didn't have to scooch over and could like walk around and still make it look pretty. And I didn't want to use like the extreme basic beds that came with the base game, like the very cheap ones, because like they don't seem that much mid-century, and I really wanted to keep the theme of the cabin that's mid-century. Also, what inspired this cabin apart from the photo? I built in the previous, like while scrolling, to find inspiration of how mid-century houses, the interior looks like actual mid-century ones. I saw a lot of brown, which I didn't really know. And I was like, cool. I really like that, but it didn't really match the previous houses. So in this one, I went crazy with brown and natural colors. You will see all over the place greens and purples. I know that purple and oranges. I know that purple isn't a natural color, but it matches pretty well with the greens. And the orange, I think it kind of matches with the whole orange wood tone. And after I was done with the interior, it left me to do the exterior, which was the deck and the backyard. And I didn't really ever thought that I would stress as much as I stressed. Oh my god, was it hard. So, I went to the backyard and I'm like, what do I add there? Huh? And I didn't know because I had saved it in a way that even though it had space, it was kind of awkward. And I felt like, no, I obviously had to keep the whole mid-century vibe, so obviously I couldn't like add a jacuzzi. Oh, I guess the word jacuzzi is in the 50s. Whatever, you get my point, but like, I wanted it to be natural and all of that stuff, so I was like, what do I add? And as you can see, I've used the swing set and like the horse throwing thing, I don't know. It's not a horse throwing thing. But then it felt like it doesn't match. So I was like, you know what, maybe barbecue area. And then I didn't know how to frame the barbecue area and it was all a disaster. And then I went to the deck and I'm like, what do I add here? Like, it's so bare. What does it supposed to have? And the actual house that I took, like the inspiration, didn't have anything in the deck. And like for landscaping, it was just a sketch. So I was like, help. So I tried to Google like mid-century backyard. And what I found were more modern ones with pools and like fancy ones with weird designs. And I was like, yeah, cool, but that doesn't match. And then I tried to search like a 50s deck, which again, let me tell you, not many results. So it left me trying to find something and I was like, help someone. And honestly, I don't know what I was even doing. I was like, okay, let's add tea light. Sure, I don't know. And like, this was the most awkward part of the build for me. Because usually I do the backyard and like the deck areas when I do the whole exterior of the build. Like, you know, the landscaping and everything. But this time, I was like, I don't know how. And because I landscaped it in a way, no, like I guess I terrain painted it in a way that matched Oasis Springs. When I moved it to Granite Falls to take the screenshots, the terrain paint didn't match. And I was like, oh my god, why? So I got extra annoyed with that, not gonna lie. And I wasn't really bothered changing it. Yeah, here you can see I was like, what chairs do they match? Can I have a barbecue outside, like a grill? Does this grill look mid-century enough? I don't know, man, help me. I had no idea. I was so clueless. But you know what? Somehow it works. Somehow it worked. I don't know how, but somehow it works. And I decided, you know, I was like, okay, sure, let's add the pot there. Why not? I don't know, like, it was so awkward, like, so awkward, I don't believe it. I usually enjoy doing the backyards. I think it's one of my favorite parts because, like, I can landscape it, I can add pools, I can add, like, swings and stuff, but this one, my god, no, big no. So yeah, I don't know what else I'm supposed to say about the build. I had a lot of fun building it. I think if I'm not completely mistaken, I have 2 more mid-century builds, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Because I currently don't feel like building mid-century stuff. Like, I think, like, all the mid-century energy, it's out, I used it. And I have, like, some Japanese building fronts, how are they called? Facades, I think. And I don't know if anyone will like that or how they will translate in game, but I kind of want to try. So you might see more weird stuff here. I don't know how 2020 has turned out for videos, but let's be honest, no one knows what happened to 2020. Like, this was supposed to be our year, and look at us, being home in quarantine. It's been a month since I've been outside. I've been to my balcony, and let me tell you, my neighbor kids started doing TikToks. and like honestly big cringe from my part. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!